here it is, JAZZA'S incredible inky box. But FedEx, what did you do? Did you yeet this across the ocean? It's like a huge hole in it. I think the journey from America to Australia is a bit of a rough one, but it is finally here in one piece and I am so excited to get into this, so let's get it open. I am so excited. I absolutely love unboxing art supplies, and this is a little bit of a guilty pleasure for me. Here is a little bit of a thank you note with a coupon code on it, so yeah, if you want to use that, you can. We have this little guide booklet here with some, I'm guessing, tips and tricks for the art supplies that I'm going to be using, so that's nice. Now the first art supply we have here on the top is this Cappuccino Sketchbook. I have been so excited for this sketchbook, honestly, because I absolutely loved toned papers. I love how each toned book that you get from different places, then none of them are the same. They all have their own unique tone to them, and this cappuccino book looks pretty amazing. I love the tone, and I love that nice sort of raw woody texture on the cover as well. Next we have this little Fabriano gridded notebook. Now I'm pretty sure this is made for calligraphy, so you can get your lines nice and straight and do a bit of practicing, but I also have some extra special art supply ideas for that. Next we have this Dura-Bright paper here. Now a lot of people get confused with this. They think it is like a palette paper because it's non-absorbent, but that's actually incorrect. This is really similar to something that I've used before called Yupo paper, and it is amazing for adding alcohol inks on the top and getting really amazing sort of marbly effects for things like backgrounds or abstract pieces, and I think that stuff is really neat. Next up we have these elegant writer Speedball calligraphy pens. These are pretty cool looking. They're a bit of a chisel nib pen, which is interesting because I don't really have any chisel nib lining pens, so that will be really nice. Let's have a look at these nibs and just see how thick they are. And yeah, so this is what we are working with, and I think they look pretty cool. We have a thick one, we have a medium one, and I believe we have two fine ones as well. So that's interesting that they have included two of the small sized ones. I guess maybe that's what you're going to be using most. After this we have these alcohol inks. Now let's just get it open and see what we are working with, and this first one looks clear, but it's actually that rainbow glittery one, which I've been really interested in. And we also have a few colors here. We have this nice sort of turquoisey greeny color. That's a very nice color, I really like it, as well as I think it's purple, yeah, it's like an amethyst, and we also have a warm sort of yellowy ambery color as well. And yeah, I like these colors. I think they work pretty well together and we can make something nice. Now that is not all that we have for inks. We also have these three primary colors of water-based ink, not alcohol ink, and these look really nice. I do have something very similar myself called a Liquitex one, and I'm really interested to see how they hold up against them. After this we have some paintbrushes here. These look very nice, and I'm going to be terrified for using them because I am notorious for accidentally murdering paintbrushes, so that's going to be fun. But after that we also have something that I have been looking forward to so much, and that is these metallic Pearlex colors. These are pigment inks, and they are very nice. I've heard a lot of great things about these. Basically you mix them with a binder which comes with them, which is like gum arabic, and then you can like use these to paint with, or you can even mix them into other mediums like resins and stuff. And I am so excited because these just look amazing, and I really love pearl colors and metallic colors. I just think that they look so beautiful. So next up we have this beautiful box here at the bottom. This is last but definitely not least, this is JAZZA'S Deluxe Writing Collection. This is a beautiful dip pen, and this is probably the reason why I bought this, because you can't get this pen set anywhere else, and it is absolutely beautiful. Look at this really nice little pen holder. It's made of proper metal, and the pen itself is made of glass, and it is so terrifying to hold. I am terrified of breaking this thing. I don't want it to snap, and I am really scared of dropping it, but oh my god, it is so beautiful, and these nibs look really nice too. It has been quite a while since I've used dip pens. In the past I have used them. I kind of broke my old dip pen, so that's definitely not a good that's not a good yeah, we shall be better this time. But I love that all of this is packed nice and neatly in this beautiful box, and the ink that comes with it is this nice dark black feather pen ink. It is pretty fancy, and I can't wait to see how it goes. So now that most of the unboxing is out of the way, let's get into testing out these art supplies. First we have these elegant writers here, and yeah, my my handwriting is anything but elegant at the moment, but I guess I will practice with these. But here are the thick, you know, swirly lines that I'm drawing to test out these pens. Now please excuse my fingernails, I know they're quite long, and they're definitely not the prettiest at the moment. I've just been very busy and I haven't had time to getting around to painting them or anything yet, but in my next video they shall be looking better. So yeah, I really like these pens, and I feel like with a little bit more practice I can make the lines look really nice and interesting. Now next up is this ink here, and of course the dip pen. Now this is where things got a little bit confusing for me. I couldn't really figure out how I'm supposed to put the nibs into the pen. I kept trying to put them in the little, you know, the little cross shape in the middle of the pen, but I feel like I'm doing it wrong at first, because to be completely honest, it was a little bit wobbly and it didn't feel right, but I think that's definitely my fault and not the fault of the art supply. Later on I kind of figure out where it's supposed to go, and it's all smooth sailing since then. But yeah, I really love this dark black ink. It is absolutely beautiful and really smooth and nice, and I love it. I'm really curious to see if this ink is waterproof or maybe alcohol proof. I definitely don't think it's alcohol proof because most inks aren't, but yeah, I'm really excited to try and experiment a little bit with it. And this is where the nib falls out of the pen, and I realized, you know, I'm not doing this right. I need a little bit more research. So cue footage of me awkwardly trying to figure this thing out. So after a little bit of cool down, I decided to get all of these nibs out, and it did say in the book to clean them off with a little bit of toothpaste, and I guess this is to get off that chemical sort of coating on the metal, which can prevent the ink from pooling properly on the nib. So I definitely wanted to, you know, give these the best chance that they can have, and I gave them a really nice scrubbing with toothpaste and a cotton tip. The room was smelling quite minty at this point, but it was quite fitting anyways, because to be honest, I received this on Christmas Eve, so I guess it kind of fit the theme a bit. After I scrubbed it completely with toothpaste, what an interesting video. I gave him a nice rinse and I cleaned him off with a wet wipe, and now we are inserting the nib correctly in the proper way, and you can tell because it is definitely not wobbly or anything, so that was definitely a problem with myself and not the pen. And now we are going to be giving these nibs the proper test and to see how they work. Overall, it feels pretty nice. You can definitely get some different effects with these different nibs. Some are thicker and some are thinner. Some give a little bit more, flexibility, and some are definitely smoother than others, and it is really interesting to test these out and see how each one reacts just a little bit differently to the way I'm drawing. Now I know I'm not drawing anything really amazing at the moment. I'm mainly just testing these a little bit and swatching just a little bit in this video because I really want to give these the best chance they have and try and do them justice. So with each of these art supplies, I am going to be giving them their own separate video so I can, you know, go over it fully and give these art supplies the time that they need. Basically what I'm saying is I don't want to rush out the art for each of these art supplies in one video when I can make better quality art in separate videos and have this video more of an unboxing and swatching. So now we're testing out these Pearlex paints and I have been very excited about this. Now my measuring methods, the back of a paintbrush is definitely not very precise, but I'm working with limited things today because I don't have my whole studio because I'm doing this at my partner's place. But we are testing these colors out and these pigments just look so beautiful even in their raw forms. They're just so shiny and pretty and I can't wait to mix water with them and see how they, you know, lay down on the paper. Speaking of limited tools, I didn't have a dropper or anything, so I had to just very carefully pour some water from a cup into these tiny little wells, and I kind of got powder everywhere and made a little bit of a mess trying to get a little bit of water in there, but that's alright. Testing art supplies is a little bit messy sometimes and it is not a problem. That's at least what I'm trying to tell myself anyways. So I have picked 5 colors here today and we have the pink gold, we have solar gold, we have a grey lavender, we have a silver color and we have true blue here. And these colors, oh my goodness, they look so pretty. I definitely want to try and do an artwork completely in these pearl powders. I think that that would just look so beautiful and glitzy and glamorous and shiny. Did I mention that I love metallics? Because I really love metallics. Like, they are some of my favorite art supplies that I own. Now, some of my favorites from the ones that I have tested today would have to be definitely the solar gold here. It just looks so beautiful and vivid, and I guess the way I mixed it, it was so intense in how shiny it was. I definitely have to experiment a little bit with you know, how much water I'm adding and how much powder I'm adding, because these look so beautiful. I wish the footage would do it justice. It definitely looks better in real life. Metallics are kind of like that, but wow, I love it. Wow. Now that is not all for ink testing today. We still have these lovely acrylic inks, which I do have very similar things as I mentioned earlier in the video, but these look very nice, and once I put them down on the paper they look so vivid and pigmented, and the colors are very nice and strong even on this toned paper here. I was very surprised by that yellow and how beautiful it is. The blue is really nice and dark as well. It's definitely got a lot of pigments in there and it looks beautiful. But I have to say my favorite of the 3 is probably the carmine red. It's just a very nice red color. It's definitely one of the cooler reds, so more closer to a purpley red instead of an orangey red, and I love that because it is so much easier to mix purples with that kind of red, and it is just very pretty, and it lays down really nice and smooth on the paper as well, as you can see. And yeah, I'm just testing it out. Now this paper isn't overly thick, but I feel like it definitely held out really nice against all of the inks that I tried to do on it. And now that that paper is good, we are testing out the Dura-Lar basically Yupo paper here, and I've actually done this previously in an old video where I painted with alcohol inks. I actually used my my Copic inks for that, and it was so fun, and I love doing this kind of thing because it is very relaxing and therapeutic. But I was very excited about that glittery rainbow ink, and it definitely definitely looks very glittery and nice, and I absolutely love the way that the glitter like shines and swirls around on the colors. It definitely looks very majestic. How many times have I used the word definitely? I don't know. But yeah, these colors are definitely very, I said definitely again, they are very, very vivid and bright and colorful, and I love that. I love really bright colors in my art, and I can't wait to get to using these as well. Maybe I could actually try to like paint something with these alcohol inks. That would be pretty interesting. So as you can see, I'm just dripping them around, and I'm also blowing on it too, just to get little splatters here and there, and I love the results of this as well. All of these art supplies work really nice together, and I think it was curated very, very, very well by Jazza and Smart Art team, and I am so glad that I got this too, and I can't wait to get into making really ambitious pieces with all of these art supplies. So definitely check that out, and you know, keep your eye out for that kind of thing in the future. And thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this unboxing and testing video. I know I didn't do like full-on artworks in this, but as I said before, I'm going to do something pretty epic with them, and I can't wait to show you that. So anyways, I hope you all are having a lovely day. I hope you have a happy, safe new year as well, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye everyone.